Hola, ¿qué tal? Welcome back to the touring experience. Mi nombre es Alan, and I'm honored to be your Spanish teacher. In today's lesson, we'll cover the Spanish subject pronouns, pronombres personales de sujeto, and explain the difference between the formal and informal forms, tú y usted, and explain when to use them. They're the personal pronouns that identify who's performing the action of the verb. In English, they are I, you, he, she, we, and they. Now, to better identify the Spanish subject pronouns, we'll classify them by person, number, gender, and formality. But wait, it's not as hard as it sounds. Let me explain. English pronouns are also classified by person, number, and gender, so we'll start there. All first, second, and third person forms can be either singular or plural. I, you, he, she. We, you, they. So their equivalents in standard Spanish are yo, tú, él, ella, nosotros, nosotras, ustedes, ellos y ellas. Wait a second. What if the people you're talking to are not all men or women? If there's at least one male in the group, then the whole group becomes masculine. Nosotros, ellos. So even if you're a woman, and you're talking about your family or group of friends, including yourself in a sentence, you would say nosotros. Yeah, I know, it's a little sexist, but hey, I didn't invent Spanish grammar. Now, what about formality? The second person singular can be either formal or informal. Tú, don't forget the accent mark, and usted. I know, why complicating things so much? Why not just having a single equivalent of the pronoun you? It turns out that many cultures around the world have a specific word or way of saying things to express some kind of respect to other people. And while it takes some time to get used to this new concept, I think there's something beautiful about it. When using the right word in the right situation, you can make someone feel respected and admired, or comfortable and close. So when do you use each form? In countries like Costa Rica and Colombia, they use the formal usted most of the time. The informal tú is only used with close family members. In countries like Spain, and many parts of Mexico, usted is only used in extremely formal situations. I recommend you to start using usted with people you don't know, especially in situations where you want to convey respect and polite distance. Some people might ask you to start using the informal tú with them, even if you just met. That's usually a friendly sign that they want you to feel comfortable. Some people will ask you to switch to the informal tú only when you're close friends. And some others, well, they will always prefer usted. But that's okay. That doesn't mean they don't trust you. It's just a cultural thing. You use the informal tú instead when talking to someone younger or of about your age, even if you're strangers, and with family members and friends. It would be unnatural, at least here in Mexico, to use usted with kids or with a group of friends. But it would be pointless for me to speak Spanish if I didn't go to the streets of Querétaro and ask random people to help me better explain this.
De tú, por favor, es más familiar.
Para él no importa mucho, podemos hablarle por su nombre, que es Juan, o de usted.
Prefiero que me digas de tú, porque usted suena muy formal, como si estuvieras hablando con alguien muy adulto o como si fuera una reunión importante.
Muchas gracias.
Y aparte por la edad, ¿no? Bueno, a mí me han enseñado que a usted se le habla a alguien como mayor, como por respeto. Pero, por ejemplo, hay maestros que ya están grandes y te piden que le hables de tú, y entonces siento que depende de la confianza más que nada.
Para que haya más confianza, más cercanía, ¿no?
Exacto. Sí, háblame de tú.
No, pues de tú. Pues no es tan formal, es más de amigos y pues simplemente pues, es más cómodo. No es tan... Siento que si me hablaran como un señor cuando me hablan de usted, ¿no? O algo así.
If you noticed, the people we interviewed today prefer others to use informal, familiar form with them. You can also ask people to use tú with you if you want to make them feel comfortable and that you're approachable. Here's what you need to say. Háblame de tú. Don't be too afraid to use the wrong form. Spanish speakers are very understanding when it comes to this, and even native speakers are unsure sometimes of which word to use. Here are a few other things that you might want to know. In Spain, they often say vosotros and vosotras instead of ustedes. In some countries of Latin America, they often say vos instead of tú. Just so you know, but that's not standard Spanish, so you don't need to learn those pronouns, unless of course you're traveling to Spain or to a country that uses vos instead of tú. That's it for today. I hope you learned a lot from this lesson. Let us know in the comments below if you have any questions regarding the topic and what you would like to learn next. And we'd love to hear more from you. Why do you want to learn Spanish? Where do you want to travel to? What are the amazing experiences that you're looking for? Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for weekly Spanish lessons, travel videos and tips, cultural information, and a little bit of inspiration to keep learning Spanish and experiencing more of this amazing world. If you enjoy our videos, please share them with your family and friends, or with someone who wants to learn Spanish, and challenge him, her, or them to learn with you. It will make it easier for you all to stick to your goals and to reach them. And check out thetourexperience.com to learn more about us. Gracias y hasta la próxima semana.